learned to turn a blind eye to her husband's cruelties in exchange for maintaining her position in society. Their 4 children, Etienne, 19, Margot, 17, Philippe, 15, and little Amélie, just 8, had been raised to view the enslaved people around them as property no different from the fine china or silver candlesticks that adorned their dining room. The mansion housed not just the immediate family, but also Octave's younger brother, Auguste, and his wife Lucille, with their twin sons Henri and Louis, both 14 August, served as overseer of the plantation's business affairs in the city, while Lucille fancied herself a patron of the arts, hosting elaborate salons for New Orleans' cultural elite. Completing the household were Octave's elderly mother, Grandmère Beauregard, who at 78 still wielded considerable influence over family decisions, and Celeste's spinster sister, Tante Félicité, whose sharp tongue and sharper eyes missed nothing that transpired within the mansion's walls. In this world of privilege and power lived 26 enslaved souls, each bearing the invisible scars of their bondage, but none bore heavier scars than Violet. Violet had been born in the mansion slave quarters in 1823, the daughter of Essie, the previous head cook who had died of exhaustion. When Violet was barely 14, from that tender age, Violet had been thrust into the role of feeding the very family that owned her body and soul. She possessed an almost supernatural skill. In the kitchen, her hands seemed to know exactly how much spice to add, how long to let the roux darken, and which herbs would transform simple ingredients into culinary masterpieces that earned the Beauregards praise throughout New Orleans society. But Violet's talents came at a price that few in the house understood. She worked 18 hours a day, rising before dawn to prepare breakfast and collapsing long after midnight, once the last dish had been cleaned. Her small windowless room in the servants' quarters contained nothing but a straw mattress, a single change of clothes, and a small wooden cross that had belonged to her mother. What made Violet's situation even more unbearable was her unique position in the household hierarchy. As head cook, she was expected to maintain the family's reputation for hosting the finest dinners in the district, yet she was forbidden from tasting the very food she prepared. She knew the texture of every sauce by sight, the doneness of every roast by smell, and the sweetness of every dessert by intuition alone. This cruel irony wasn't lost on Octave, who took perverse pleasure in reminding her that, while she created food fit for kings, she would eat nothing but scraps for the rest of her life. The other enslaved people